Okay. So last week we did the science topic, friction, part one. Yeah, so we discussed different kinds of friction, different places or different reasons to which different reasons why we see friction. Yeah, okay, so let's go through it. Okay, so you have difference in terrain that gives you the roughness. So the surface is not smooth on either side. Even if you take a very smooth surface, I'm not sure if there is actually smooth surface. There are some smooth surfaces, but not sure if it is actually flat. I'll have to check. Okay. So any surface you take will have some sort of um, variation in the level. It won't be flat. So because of that, you have different uh, levels of friction. So, yeah, okay. So three examples we saw. Then we saw about atomic stickiness, where some places a bond can be formed, a lack of electron or something, and a lack extra photon or something. So, a bond can be formed. Some places a bond cannot be formed. So, based on how a bond can be formed, yeah, uh, friction varies, and we spoke about squishy grip. The shape changes, but yeah, it gets compressed as we press. But the more harder we press, the more better we can grip this squishy grip. Hmm. Okay, electrostatic forces, where there are charges involved, positive charge attracts negative charge, and yeah, positive and positive repels. Will you try this experiment? Comb and paper, bits of paper. Okay. You can try when you can. You can do it every day also, anytime you comb. Okay. Especially in colder places, works better. Okay, so because of temperature, not that everything melts, but there is some sort of softness on the layer that comes up when temperature increases, different temperatures for different materials. And so friction varies. Okay, dirt and dust, because of dirt and dust. Now we discussed with the glass example, right? So in some cases, because of dirt and dust, friction increases. In some cases, friction decreases, can slide better for finer dust, uniform dust. Okay, so we spoke about starting friction. So initially, to get things started, it takes time, takes more effort. There's more friction. Once it gets going, there's less friction. So spoke about cycle, tire, yeah, moving friction. Okay, so these are just some examples. There are other kinds. Okay, so yeah, next month we will discuss about how we can, what we can learn from these. Okay, today back to Romans chapter 10 and 2 verses. Okay, so this week also, I thought there is a sequence. So it's better to have the entire space so we can draw on it like a sequence. Okay. Okay. So, stand. Okay. So one of you can read it slowly. Yeah.
How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news.
Yeah. So you want beautiful feet? So if you want beautiful feet, this is the sequence you should follow. Okay. So there's a question. There are a series of questions actually. So how then can they, meaning people? Okay, so let's take people in general. People who have not had a relationship with God. Okay, so they call on the one they have not believed in. So if someone doesn't have a relationship with God, doesn't know God, then how can they call, meaning talk to or pray to or have a relationship with if we don't believe it? So it's like I don't believe that my daughter exists. So how will I talk with her? No, that I wouldn't even think of talking with her. Okay. So if, say for example, yeah. So if we don't believe in something, so I have only 2 kids. So how do I talk with my third daughter, which I don't have? So he or she really doesn't exist. So for somebody who doesn't believe in God, God doesn't exist. So they don't know God. So how can they have a conversation with him? How can they relate with him? They cannot, right? So that uh, they cannot. So the answer is not given directly. Okay, so there is a question asked, can they? The answer is they cannot. Yeah. Okay. And then there's a series of questions after that. Okay. So to help us guide us, what action should be taken? Okay. Second question is, and how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? Okay, so to believe in, what is required? Okay, let's take this step by step. So to have a relationship, what do they need? First thing, to call on God, what do they need? Yeah, believe. Yeah. So to call on God, they need to believe. And okay, how can they believe? Yeah. So can you believe without hearing? Okay, so okay, so something is happening across, in a different country. Can you get to know about it without hearing it or reading about it? No. Somebody has to tell us either through the news or through an article. Somewhere we have to find out, we have to know, right? So same thing. So we cannot believe in God without hearing about it. Yeah. Okay. And next question. And how can they hear without someone preaching to them. Okay. So the people of Nineveh, you remember at one point of time when God sent Jonah. Why? Why do these prophets, what was their job? These prophets went and did what? Jonah did what?
Told the people about a judgment.
Yeah, yeah. Preached, meaning what? Don't they already know it? Don't they know that when they sin, God will judge them? They knew, right? Nineveh people, they were always up and down. Even after Jonah preached, they were okay for some years, and then after that, God punished them again. Hmm? So it was a cycle. They knew it, but why did Jonah go? Why did God send Jonah? Hmm?
Because although the people of Nineveh knew it, they didn't actually think about it or they didn't care. Um,
Yeah,
so Jonah went to remind them that God
yeah,
can
as a
still
reminder,
forgive
as
you.
a wake-up call. So it's like okay, so I call my children in the morning. Wake up, it's time. Mhm. And once if they don't get up, wake up, I'll go and call them again. Wake up, time. So then they get up. Oh, okay, it's time, really time. So like that, no? So somebody has to remind. Okay. So even if people have heard a little bit here and there, somebody has to go and wake them up, shake them up. To remind them, to explain to them clearly. They have gaps in understanding. Maybe they've heard about Jesus here and there, but they never really thought about him, spent time. Okay, so uh, okay, so how can they hear? Only when somebody preaches to them, somebody explains to them. Preaching is what? Explaining. Okay, okay, 15. And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? Yeah. Okay, so somebody has to send somebody. Okay, so there are a group of people who do not know God, and there are a group of people who know God, and somebody has to get up and go from this group to that group to tell them. Yeah. So that is in that context, this written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. So this person's feet, okay, in those days, they walked around, right? So say, for example, somebody who walks around like 20 kilometers in a day to tell about God to everyone, will his or her feet be beautiful or full of cracks and damages?
Yeah, damages.
Yeah, but why does it say how beautiful are the feet?
Because they use the faith to tell others about God.
Yeah, let's think of it like this. Whose brain is beautiful? Like the unused brain or say Einstein's brain? Whose brain is beautiful?
Einstein's brain.
um, a car that doesn't run is parked. The engine that is not used is nice. Will you buy that car? A car that is used nicely, a race car that is used and extremely used. Uh, would you like that kind of car? that's running nicely, that's smooth, that's tuned for high speed, which engine would you buy? You. Okay. So you wouldn't buy the engine that is parked on the side, even if it's new. You want the tried and tested, tuned engine, right? Yeah. So when God looks at somebody's feet, he says, okay, this person has walked miles and miles to share about God's love to others. His feet is beautiful, her feet is beautiful. That's how God looks at our feet. So God measures differently. God looks at things the right way, not the unused feet, not people who put cream after cream and stay indoors, always in AC. No, I'm not saying this are wrong, but I'm saying on the opposite side, use your feet for God. Okay. Okay, so enough of discussion. Let's jump in, start drawing. So we're going to go in the reverse order because the questions are in the reverse order. Okay, so we'll follow the same order. Okay, and then finally we will draw our feet. Okay, so these days we don't use our feet. We don't walk miles. But yeah, the point is that we go. Okay, okay. So let's draw first the first point. Okay, so how can they believe if how can they call if they don't believe? Okay, you can give me ideas. How do we draw this? So we're going to use a space more like a circular diagram we're going to draw. Okay, yeah. So okay, so how can they call if they have not believed? Idea? Okay, I'll draw the first one. Keep thinking. You're free to share ideas. Okay. Okay. So let's draw a person. That's me. No, that's not me. That's somebody else. Okay. So I'm the one who's going to come. Okay. So this is somebody else who doesn't believe in God right now. Okay. So this person, okay, he currently has a black heart. Okay. So he doesn't know God. Okay, so because his heart has not turned into pink, okay, so his heart has not turned. So it's not turned into pink. So you're going to cross this off, and it has not turned into pink. Okay. So since it has not turned into pink, okay, okay, he cannot call on God. He cannot uh, have a relationship with God. Yeah. So let's draw like this. Use red because he cannot. Oh, he cannot think about God. Yeah. So God doesn't appear in his thoughts, or the fact that God exists, or I have to talk with God, that doesn't appear in his heart. Yeah. Appear in his mind. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to cross this as well. Okay. Okay, the relationship, how do we use a different color for that relationship? Okay. I'm going to use purple, I think. Okay. So because they don't believe, they cannot call on God. Okay. Maybe let's number things. So this is point 1. Call. Okay. So, okay, this is number 1. Okay. So they can't, okay, they can't call because they don't believe. Yeah. Okay. And how can they believe in the one whom they've not heard? Okay. So how can they believe when they did not hear about him? Okay. So how can we draw this? Say this again says, okay, they cannot believe. They cannot believe. Since they've not heard.
So we can draw a group of people. Those are the people who know God. And then they're speaking something, and then we can color that orange. So they're speaking something about God and telling the other people about God. And then we can cross that out because they didn't hear it. So they can't.
Oh, okay. Nobody told them. It's not like somebody told them and they couldn't hear it. Nobody told them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We can cross it out because nobody told them and they didn't hear.
Yeah, this group of people who knew God did not attempt to tell them. Okay. Okay. So yeah, okay. Let's continue with one person. Okay, so one person this side, one person that side, or okay, so for this picture, I thought I'll still go with only this person who doesn't know God. We will draw ourselves, the people who know God. We'll bring them slowly. Okay, in the next part, we will bring them. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to draw this person again. Okay. Okay. So he still has black hair. Okay. So this person couldn't hear about God because nobody told them. Okay. So that's what it is. That's what is implied. Okay? So he has ears. He wants to hear. I've drawn his ears bigger because he wants to hear. He's looking for answers. He's looking for not truth. He's seeking truth. Okay. So let me take maybe orange. Okay, so he is waiting to hear something about truth. Okay, so let's draw that also. Truth. Okay, that's not mentioned in this verse, but there are many who are seeking truth. Okay, but so I'm drawing that he's looking for truth. Okay, he's looking for truth. Okay, okay. But God, or truth was not preached to him. Okay, he was not, okay, he did not hear about God. Okay, so it doesn't say it that we did not preach. That's in the next part. So I'm not bringing another person. So I'll take a VS idea for the next diagram. Okay, so God was not preached. God and truth was not preached. Okay, so okay, I'm just going to cross out these two. Nobody told him the truth. Nobody explained about God to him. Okay, so there's no way he can know. Okay, so and how can they believe? Okay, so again, we're going to draw a pink heart. This time, not show a change in heart, but show, put a question mark around pink heart. Like, how can he get it? Okay, so he can't get it. There's no way he can get it because he is not heard. So there are lots of people around us. They've not heard about God the right way. They've not heard about Jesus, the truth. They've not heard the truth. They've heard stories here and there. Yeah. Okay, so this is point 2. Point 2 is what? How can they believe? Okay, point 2. Okay, we should also underline the connection. Okay, they can't call because they didn't believe. They can't believe because they've not heard. Okay, so okay. Okay, so they've not heard, so they can't believe. Okay, so that's point 2. Okay, so point 3, and how can they hear without someone preaching to them? Okay, now we will bring the person who knows God. Okay, and that person is not preaching to them. So even if somebody is a good friend, so I have a friend who doesn't know God, but I'm not telling him or her about God. So then how can that person know God? Yeah. So, okay. So now I'm going to draw 2 people. One, that's that same person who has a black heart. Okay. And second, that's me. So let me change my color, maybe use green. Okay, so I still need some space. Okay, I have space. Okay, so I'm gonna draw myself. Okay, I have a pink heart. I know God. Okay, but I'm not preaching. Okay, so the verse says, how can they hear without someone preaching to them? Okay, so again, I'll draw big ears for him. Okay. So he's wanting to hear. Okay. He's looking for truth. He's searching for truth. Okay. Okay. So this me. Okay. So let me write my name. this is me. I have a close relationship with God. Let me also show that I enjoy relating with God. Okay. And but I don't speak about God to him, to this person. Okay. Okay. So I speak. Okay. So I might speak everything else, but not about God. Mm. S- mm, I'm looking for ideas. Okay. Something like this. Okay, so I don't speak about God. No, so if I don't speak about God, then how will this person know God? Okay, so how will he hear? Okay, so about God, heard what? Heard about God. So I'm not speaking to him about God. Okay, so how will he hear? He cannot hear about God because I'm not speaking. Okay, okay, the connection is I'm not speaking, so he cannot hear. Okay, so that is point 3. Okay, so cannot hear because I'm not speaking, I'm not preaching, I'm not explaining to him. Okay, that's point 3. Okay, verse 15. How can anyone preach unless they are sent? Okay, so now, okay, some space. Okay, and manage. Okay, so now we're going to draw 2 groups of people. Okay, so one group on the left, they don't know God. Maybe I'll draw diagonally. So I'll draw 3 people to show that it's a group. Okay, this is my first group, people who do not know God yet. Okay. So people who do not know God might be far away or might be close to us also, might be next door also. Yeah, these days, everybody moves everywhere. So it's not necessary that we have to go far away to find people who do not know God. Yeah. Okay. So this is the group that doesn't know God, and there is a group that knows God. Okay, so I'm going to draw them here. Okay, let me use green. So this group knows God. Okay. So, okay, they all have a pink heart. Okay. So let's also show that they are in a safe place. Okay. They are part of a group, part of a church. Okay. Okay. And nobody is sent. Okay, so what does this verse say? How can anyone preach unless they are sent? Okay, so nobody is coming out of this group. Okay, nobody is being sent. Okay, so I'll draw like this. We're gonna cross this. So nobody is being sent out from this group. Okay, nobody is sent. So because nobody is sent, nobody can preach. Okay. Nobody can preach. This time we will draw God inside. So, and cross. So he cannot preach. I think that's a pink heart. Okay. So he cannot preach because he's not sent. Okay. That's, oops, I was using purple. Okay. So he cannot preach because he is not sent.
You didn't cross the sent.
Oh, yes. Okay. I was checking if my direction is right. Okay. Okay. I was following a particular direction, right? So he cannot believe because, no. Okay. He cannot call because he has not believed. Okay. I've drawn it like that. I've drawn it in. Okay. He doesn't believe it, so he cannot call. He cannot hear, so he cannot believe. It's not preached, so he cannot hear. Okay. He's not sent, so he cannot preach. Okay, so the arrow should be on the other side. Okay. Let me follow the same pattern. Okay. So it's like this. He's not sent, so he cannot preach. Okay, got it. Okay, right. So somebody has to get up from this group and go to this group of people and preach and explain to this group of people. Yeah. So this is what this is what people generally call as mission work. Huh? So, but now people who do not know God are everywhere. So they could be our neighbors. They could be just across the street in schools and colleges. Yeah. Okay. The last part, as it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. Okay. So let's draw one feet. I'm not good at drawing feet, but yeah, let's give it a try. Okay. So, but for those who get up and go, those who go and preach so that others can hear. Okay. I'm just going to keep it simple. Oops. So let's, how do we draw feet? This looks bad. Okay. Something like this. Okay. So there are a lot of cracks and bruises on the feet. We are thinking about feet those days. These days, we have shoes, we don't walk so much. Okay, so who says how beautiful? It is God who says. So, intro. So God says, oh, beautiful. Mm. Yeah. The feet shape of the feet is not correct, but yeah, I think we get the point. Yeah. So that's 0.5. So beautiful. I think we should box the keyword feet. Oh, we didn't box for 15. How can anyone preach? That's number 4. 3. Number 4. Okay. Beautiful feet. Yeah. So do you want beautiful feet? So we have to get up and go. Yeah. So we have to be sent. So this is something that is that's very selfish of us. So we know God, we're all super happy, we sing songs, read Bible, enjoy sharing stories, enjoy talking about God. But some of us have to go alone, go away from this group to people who do not know God. Yeah. And share, explain about God to them. So we have to separate from this comfortable space that we are in. And only then we can explain to them. Only if we explain, what can they do? They can hear, they can hear about God. Only if they hear, they will believe. And only if they believe, they can call on God. They can have a relationship with God like we do. Yeah. So we have a close relationship with God. Okay, maybe I think we should draw God here as well. God is with us, close with us, but we shouldn't be selfish. Like, okay, I know God, I'm happy, I will stay here. No, so we should get up, go help others find God. Yeah. Whatever we can do, whatever small ways we can do, we should help others find God. Okay. Okay, so that's what we learn here. Right? So how many of us are ready to get up and go from this comfortable group? Are we ready? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It won't be easy to leave a comfortable group. You're not going to have Bible studies here. You're not going to have weekly church meetings here. Maybe you won't have a church here. No. So where you go, there won't be anybody who knows God, but that's a nice opportunity for us to help other people. Okay, that's the verse. So yeah, there is a small theme in between other discussions here in Romans about going and sharing God's love. Okay, so let's pray. Dear God, we thank you for today. We drew and we understood how can people find you without anybody going and telling them. Pray that some of us will get up and go and help others know God. Speak with us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay.